Hello, and welcome to Curvaceous Soulful Kitchen. I gotta contain myself because honestly, this has been like a dream come true for me. This has been a long time project, and it's, as always, we all have like fear that gets in the way, judgment, shame. It gets in the way, right? So I'm thoroughly excited that you're here. And I cannot wait to get started because I always feel that everyone has the right and the ability to cook for themselves. And I feel like it's the biggest act of self-love that we can give ourselves, right? We're nourishing ourselves, we're giving ourselves energy, and we're also putting in time, energy, and attention into the food that we create. And so I'm going to bring it back here quick. So one of my coworkers, I work in a professional kitchen, and yes, we wear chef jackets, but when we cook at home, no, we don't wear them. So just be honest with you. But I wanted to bring this quick in here. So my coworker, he and I used to work station to station together. And so when he would be busy, he would be on saute and I would help him plate, essentially. And so he would always, when he gets frustrated, he would cook with like hate and malice and like frustration and anger. And I do not. Anytime I would plate, I would kind of like re-energize the food with like love, light, peace, and kindness. So it's like the food would go out in the best intention. And I want to bring that into your home, right? Most kitchens makes my soul scream. Most kitchens are stressful, right? Like think about your kitchen right now. Is it something you're excited to lean into? Is it something you're eager to cook in? Is it feeling pressure? A lot of it's pressure. Most of us feel like we have to perform, right? It's like, oh, you're a chef. Why aren't you wearing a chef jacket? And I'm like, because I'm at home. Okay. I leave that at work, right? And so I really like this transparency, right, of cooking in your home, right, and honoring your own rhythm. And so when you try to meal prep, usually it's somebody else's idea or recipes or kind of those frameworks, or people often tell you that you shouldn't eat that. Oh, I can't have this. Oh, I can't eat that. So it's kind of a lot of like judgment comes into your kitchen. And so here we're going to talk about that. Okay, we're going to get real and honest. And it's important to shed light on those aspects because that's how you can shift your energy of the kitchen. Because I feel, and I know it's possible to feel excited to be in your kitchen, be like, oh my God, what do I get to create today? Versus, what should I cook for myself? Right? Totally different energies. And it's like, I can't play the music for right now for like copyright reasons, but think of like a smooth jazz song, right? Something chill, just going along with the vibe. And it's like, I want to invite you to create that sense of like rhythm into your kitchen. Cause it's like, it's your kitchen. Well, it should be your rhythm instead of trying to put yourself in other people's rhythms, right? I'm like, oh, this is what works for me. That's great. Well, I can try it on for myself. And if it doesn't feel ease, if it doesn't feel excited, if it doesn't feel like it's actually working for me, then I'm going to just put it aside and try something else. So yes, I do have notes because I could talk about this for hours because I've been in the kitchen for 11 years. So I would like to stay focused and I like to be transparent with that. I'm just glancing quick because I want to hit what I want to hit. Okay, so one of the other things I really want to kind of like introduce to you is like, again, we all have that question of like, oh, what should I cook? And you kind of have the kind of feel like we've all been there, okay? But instead of asking that question, it's like, how do you feel in that moment? It's like giving yourself the space to lead from you first. Like your mood, your energy. What do you feel like eating? What are you in the mood to make? How much energy do you have? And leading from that place. And then asking yourself, it's like, what would actually make me feel supported today in this moment? Like soon I'm going to eat lunch after this. And I've been like replicating the Chipotle salad bowls. Again, not sponsored, don't care. But it's just like, oh, protein, but I still get rice, but I still get my lettuce. Like it's a harmony magic. I'm making my mouth water. That's going to happen. You're welcome. But it's like, instead of feeling shameful for, oh, I didn't meal prep this week. Oh, I didn't get to meal prep. Oh, I didn't go grocery shopping. Or I feel like I should use a knife, but I feel like the vegetable chopper would help me feel more supported. But there's kind of shame and judgment with using that, or like a food processor, or a blender for certain things. And it's just kind of dismantling, those sense of ideas. Again, in the kitchen, there's no room for like judgment and shame. So it's important to kind of lean into like what feels good to you, what feels exciting to you, and then all of a sudden you're having a good time in your kitchen, which is the ultimate goal. And that's also what I desire you to kind of feel back into, right? Because it's like when we were kids, most of us have like a good food memory in the kitchen. And you got excited, right? You were curious, you had a good time. Maybe it was cookies, maybe it was just like dinner. Like for me, it was like stir fry with my dad, because he wasn't Asian, but he loved the flavors of it, and so did his mom. So it's like anytime I cook anything Asian, I'm like, oh my God, my parents and my grandma is in the kitchen with me. Either way. But it's just, it's like that memory that brought you excitement. And so it's like tapping back into that energy. Oh, it is possible for me to actually enjoy and have fun in the kitchen. Oh, what happened in between that? Well, programming, other people's opinions, judging yourself, trying to fit into a box where you checking all the lists. And it's just, we kind of lose connection with ourselves. Try not to tap the mic. We lose connection with ourselves. So it's like anytime we're deciding on what to make or what to buy at the grocery store, we come back to this. We come back to us. We lead from ourselves first. And then that's how you create the harmony. And also, in turn, you also build like trust and harmony with yourself, but also with your body, and into your intuition and your gifts in that way. So it's like sometimes here in this kitchen, there's all sorts of like energy levels, right? Like some days, let's be honest, some days, like I just watched a video that was like, it looked like a great recipe, but she still cut an onion. And I was like, you know what, for lazy days, I'm not touching an onion. Like I'm not going to cut an onion. And some days it feels like you're climbing a mountain, just cutting an onion. Like you're just not in the mood. So it's important to have things in your fridge or your pantry that you can just throw together, put on a sheet tray, and then put it in the oven for like 400 degrees, and you'll have like a meal like ready within like 15, 20 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes if you're using Brussels sprouts. Digress. But it's important to have your kitchen prepped to support you in those energy fluctuations. Like there's some days where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna meal prep. And what the hell does that mean? To me, that means different things. So it's like sometimes I'm in the mood to make my own burritos. And it's like I'll meal prep those and I'll have them in the fridge or the freezer so my roommate can have some. Otherwise, sometimes it's like an egg bake. Like, it really depends, right? But I get to define what that means and what I'm in the mood for that day. Because it's like I've tried to plan, like, create structure in that way, and creativity and flow does not align with like structure at all. Like, I've been in business for at least like 9 years, and trying to plan content creation and trying to plan the days you're going to be creative, it's no, it just doesn't happen. If you're being honest with yourself, it doesn't happen. So that's why the flow and following your lead and leaning into and allowing what feels good to you to guide you, like, in this space in content creation. Just a side note for everybody. So, just looking at my notes again, don't bother me. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to address in here was, I feel like any effort towards nourishing and feeding yourself matters. Like, simple counts, right? If you have, like, let's say you wanted like a sheet tray meal, and again, like, maybe you're craving like chicken sausage, or maybe you're not craving anything, but which is fine. But maybe you have like chicken sausage, and you pair that with like Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes, and you chop them up and you throw them in the tray, or you bought them pre-cut in the freezer. It's fine. And then you have yourself a meal. But it's like you still have the audacity to show up for yourself and nourish and feed your body and feed yourself. And the best part is, we've all had this moment where sometimes we're like, especially when we're making a recipe, we'll learn how to adapt that to ourselves regardless. But let's say you're making a recipe and maybe you just don't have the garnish that they have, and you say to yourself, close enough. That is enough. I want to tell you right here, right now, close enough is enough. And actually, close enough is beautiful. Because you still took the time, you still bought the things, you still took the energy to create something for yourself. And that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Because I know we've had that moment where we saw a recipe, we're like, oh, that sounds good. So you watch it, you're like, oh, I don't know how to do that. And I'm like, oh, I don't have that ingredient. And then you scroll away and I'm like, my heart screams to you. Because it's like, oh, don't scroll away. We can attack it together. And then you can learn how to adapt the recipes to like what you have, kind of like chopped home kitchen edition, or just like learn how to swap things out for yourself. Because it's like you can make any recipe adaptable to you. Okay, and that is the fun juices for me. But it's like, the more you do it, the better the practice is, because I didn't realize it was a skill until I was talking to somebody else about it. And they're like, looking at me like this. What you mean? And I'm like, oh, well, let me tell you. So there's a lot. I'm just, again, thoroughly excited. There's a lot to convey. There's a lot to share. There's a lot of knowledge I want to share. And if you ever, like, I feel like this space is for you if you've gotten this far in the video. Probably old soul having moments. I'm very intuitive. I'm very, like, in the spiritual realm, but I love transparency. Right? To me, you know how, like, orange is the new black? Transparency is the new sexy for me. So it's like, to be real and raw and honest with y'all, it's super important. So it's like, even if you're learning, maybe if you're just learning how to cook, or maybe you want to rebuild some confidence in the kitchen, or you want to learn how to enjoy the kitchen again, or actually learn how to cook again, or learn how to play and enjoy cooking for yourself, This place is for you. This space. This is a space, right? I hold space for me to be here, but not only me though. This is about you, okay? It's about being okay with where you're at and surrendering into where you're at and being okay with that. Because in order to get to where you want to go, like that lighthouse, just an example, okay? Like you want to get to this lighthouse and the lighthouse shines where you need to go. You have to honor where you're at, okay? And there's no shame, there's no judgment there, okay? Because if you can get to where you want to get to, but you still have to acknowledge where you're at. Because where you're at is enough. No matter what judgments, no matter what resistance is coming up in your body, you're enough right now, and you can achieve what you want to achieve. And that is beyond the kitchen, okay? But we just start here, okay? You start in the kitchen because it's a great place to practice embodying your own rhythm. In whatever capacity that is, to me, it's every capacity what that means, like honoring who you are, honoring your body, building a relationship with yourself. And it's like you belong where you choose to belong. And the best part I could say about that is like, you can belong where you choose to belong. And I know I just said that. But especially when you choose to belong to yourself. And again, cooking for yourself. And to me, cooking, even like prepping anything, like feeding yourself, putting any sort of effort in feeding yourself, even if you go out to a restaurant, is like, to me, still important. Because again, it's just, to me, it's a special treat. I love being cooked for, y'all. I cook for others like 5 days a week. And I'm just like, I love being cooked for. Cook for me. I want to receive too. And yes, just to let you all know too, this space, I'm going to give myself space to have like kitchen talks with you. Like again, with like releasing the judgment and the shame and navigating these shoulds, these food rules, and navigating all that, but also sharing personal takes from me. Things I've experienced in the kitchen. I'm gonna let your apron on fire. No, you don't, bitch. Anyways, if you haven't noticed already, the kitchen, the professional kitchen, has made me colorful. It has made me also professional, but also more colorful in my language and expressing myself. Because I've had to stand up for myself in a physical kitchen, let me tell you what. So sometimes you just gotta be attention. You gotta just set your space. But either way, just take a breath. But yeah, I do want to have like real conversations with this space too. Especially like one I'm really excited to share is like which 3 chefs, if when I meet one passed this last year, the day before my birthday. Oh, it was a moment I'm going to share about in that video. And it's like, if I met these people, or when I meet these people, I'm going to cry. I'm going to bawl like a baby because they inspire me so much. Yay. Okay. So it's like things like that, but also like vents of like, this isn't real. Like, oh, this is a lazy meal and someone made French fries. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. We're not making French fries on a lazy day. You tripping. Like, I wouldn't even advise anybody to make French fries on their own anyways, because that requires oil. And I would never advise that in a kitchen. It just doesn't make any sense. Like in a home kitchen, doesn't make any sense to me. So we're just gonna get little moments of that. Breathing is great. And essentially, I'm gonna wrap it up, all right? Yay, focus. See, focus. No, it's so great. No, it's so great. Essentially, your kitchen is your kitchen. What you put into the space is what you're gonna put out, is what you're gonna take out of the space. It's what you're gonna put in your body, essentially, right? So it's important to create intention and to create love and harmony in a space that's supposed to nourish you, like with your soul and in your body. So on that note, your kitchen is your rhythm. And magic happens when you allow your rhythm, leading from you, to pour forth and let your soul have its playground. Okay? So pull up a chair and let's get cooking.